Hello, I'm Dr. Tsoi, the acupuncturist and herbalist, of course, the artist. Today I'm going to talk about my paintings, this painting, and also I'm going to talk about sick art make people sick. So that's the two things I'm going to talk about it. So first things I'm going to talk about this artwork. This a few days ago I made it, and of course I use the line continuation to move the lines. So that's the artist energy movement. So constantly continuing. Sometimes the lines is more inside the paintings, and that's because they have a layers of painting and you can still see a lot of line on the paintings right now. So that's the generate the energy. Then after that, I use the five elements of color and mix with the water and pour down the canvas. So let them move around. So it's more accidental and also unexpected. So that's more related with the yin. So yin and yang, so right there. So the yin and yang and the five elements, that's a part of the universe. Even you and me and everybody and the universe. So we cannot escape that. So that's why with the paintings, so no exception. So that's much easier to explain. And for one little things, you have to start understand the whole universe, how they run, and how it affects the physical condition, mental condition, and spiritual condition. Then once you understand that, so you probably be understand how to use the yin and yang five elements to make art and how the arts affect the physical condition. So that's basically what I do. And of course, the color, five elements of color, yellows help the digestion system, and blues help the liver and the gallbladder, and the red is good for the heart, and the black is good for the kidney, and the white is good for the lungs. So these artwork have a lot of yellow, of course, and so it's good, very good for the digestion system, and of course they have some blue, and it's good for quite amount of blue, so good for the liver and help the liver and help the eyes. Eyes is a window of the liver, and it's good for the people who are anxious, nervous, so they help them calm. Even they have a lot of energy flow, and of course they have a touch of red inside the yellow, so they are good for the heart. And this depending I talk about. And if you have more question, you can email to me. And my email address is arts, JONTSOI @gmail.com. So if you have any question, I really like you to email to me about your opinion and how your physical condition, how your physical balance. So sometimes related with your behavior and movements, your eating habits, and even your relationship. A lot of things that can affect your, if you're artist, that can create, affect your art. If you're collectors, you want to collect the right work, so to match with your system. So it's very important. So here we're going to talk about arts. Sick arts can make people sick. First things we want to say, what's a sick art? So a lot of people don't understand. So for the sick arts, is basically they go one extreme than others. Example, if the people try to kill themselves or throw the blood and canvas, and they send a message. So this artist is killing himself, and of course, for him, so it's because he's trying to express his frustrated, he's mad with himself or just shows, what's his blood, he has blood or not. Just sometimes just a little crazy, his brains is not working, functioning well, and then create those things. And of course, it's a pretty extreme, and it's a very shocking, sickening for people. And some, collectors like that get a little shock, and but initially you feel a little pretty good because you get some unused, or you say that, hey, they can kill himself and try to make those art. So those things initially they're okay, but they can make you sick. So the other extreme of sick art, so they could be these artists is very creepy, and they just don't they dislike people. They don't like to go out. They just even understand what the whole war running, and also they have just want to find places to hide, completely depressed, and sometimes they are become suicidal, and they find no meaning of life, and so a lot of things they go one extreme than others. So those arts, so they created by the artists. If they are very good artists, sometimes they just express and the art and the canvas. So it just happen to make that art. But of course, these arts can be sick art because the artist is sick. See, the artwork is reflect and the artist feeling, behavior, or their condition, physical, especially physical condition and mental condition, and of course a spiritual condition. So that's they create that art. So they can be one extreme than others. But of course, see, for artists, it's not necessarily sick. It's more like a medicine. So they create their own medicines with art. Just the only thing is not take from the mouth, is they take from the view and from view the arts and feel the art. And so it's a different way to take medicines. So it's good for the artist, and hopefully they can balance, and then they can become normal. But some people don't want to become normal. So that's understandable. That's some people is much harder to treat because they go so bad. And but the problem is, so the art's been created and then show in the gallery or show the people or even show in the museum, and then the people who are collectors or viewers, they are not sick. So they are not. They are pretty balanced. They are physically balanced, and they have a balanced life, and they have a happy life, and they initially they like those shots go one extreme than others, just like you take some drugs, that, or just drinking too much alcohol, or have a different things. It's just temporary. You feel like a little different, but initially they're not really going to make you sick because it's just one time, two time, or they may not cause problem. But so these things can be addicted. Sometimes you like it so much, you're gonna buy the art, bring home to hang living with art. So if there are long time, so a few months, a few years, so the absorption to the art, they can get into your system. And usually they usually with acupuncture, energy flow take about 20 minutes. I think they view the art, you take about 20 minutes to go through your system. And of course, if you're gonna hang living with art, so you don't know how many months, how many years you're gonna hang in there. So they can affect your physical condition. But of course, this is not the only way affect your physical condition, but this one way, and from the visual way. So that's why if you're balanced life, if you want to get a little shots, here or there, and take a strong medicine or something. But of course, you take the medicines and not match with your system, so they can later on can throw you out of balance. So they can make you very sick. So that's today's talking and conversation, and I really like to talk with you guys. And if you're collectors, if you have gallery relationship, please talk with them. Maybe send my YouTube to them, and if they can show my work. If you're an artist, if you're a gallery owner, if you like to show my work, I really appreciate it. So I have a few gallery in New York show my work, and recently I'm going to have a show in Stanford, and hopefully I'm going to have more show. So I really appreciate you review my video and email to me my art jontsoi at gmail.com. Thank you for watching.